All right. This is almost our last homework. I think we might only have one more for this whole school year. That's amazing. The school year is going quickly. If you need more help than this video gives you, please ask me. Let's dive right in. Monday says, find the measurements of angle A, B, and C. So the things we learned in class were complementary, supplementary, and vertical angles. That should help us solve this. So I'm going to start identifying some lines here. And remember, like we talked about in class, those of you that just used your hand, those are vertical angles, right? And so we would know that vertical angles are equal. So you should be able to find C because those are vertical angles. The next thing we talked about in class was supplementary and complementary. Well, I can see this little 90 degree right here, which means that these are perpendicular lines. And over here is also 90 degrees. So right here, those are 90 degrees, which means we have complementary angles, because if I add these two together, it's going to equal 90. So B plus 30 is going to equal 90. So I should be able to figure out what B is. And if I can figure out what B is, look at that, we have some more vertical angles. Oh, I don't know if yellow will show up. Oh, it does. We have some more vertical angles right there, and B and A would be equal to each other. So B equals A. So down here, you're going to show me how you figured these out, and then you're going to tell me your answers. A equals, B equals, and C equals. How many degrees is each of those angles? Tuesday says, a random sample of 15 items were selected. So there are 15 dots here. What is the mean and median of this data set? And is the mean or median a better measure of center? And explain your reasoning. So let's review. For mean, we need to add all of the dots together. So you're going to have to start adding. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1, 2. Yep, there's 5 of those, and then we keep going. Plus 2. And you go until you have added every dot together. And you find that total. After we've added, the next step is you divide by how many dots there are. Remember, there's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we find our total and we divide by 15. That number will be my mean. Okay. Median. To find the median, we could write out all of our numbers in order, like we did here. Or we can start crossing off dots. 1 here and 1 here. 1 here and 1 here. And keep going until we find out what is in the middle. Once you find that middle dot, that's your median. Now, to answer this next question, is the median or mean or median a better measure of the center? And then explain. We're going to look back at our notes. So this says, slide it up a little. Remember, if data isn't symmetrical, a median is a better representation of the mean. Sorry, a better representation of the center of the data than the mean. So if it isn't symmetrical, we want to use median. So then let's look. Remember what are examples of symmetrical and not symmetrical? So you tell me, is this symmetrical? You decide if that is symmetrical. If it is not symmetrical, then your answer would be median is a better center because it's not symmetrical. Okay, finish that one. Pause if you need to get that written out. Moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday says a school is selling cookie dough for a fundraiser. They keep 45% of the total sales as their commission, and they pay the rest to the company. How much money must the school pay to the Oh, sorry, this was me editing. That should say cookie company. And use the back if you need more space. Okay, so we're not selling candles, we're selling cookies. So we have the price of dough, and we have the number of cookies sold, or the number of cookie dough boxes sold. And I need to figure out if they keep 45%, how much do they have to pay to the company? So to find out how much money I made, I need to do some multiplying because each one of these costs $15. So I need to start multiplying to find my total. So I get my calculator out. We multiply 15 times 65 equals. And then we multiply this one. We get that total. And then we multiply this one. And we get that total. And then you're going to add all of those together to get your final amount. This is going to be my 100%. This is how much total money they brought in from selling. Okay, so we're going to do a table for percentages. My 100% is this number right here. Would go right there in the 100% box. And I am looking for, they keep 45% of the total sales as their commission and they pay the rest to the company. So we need to know how much is going to the company. So if they keep 45%, I'm going to find out what's left of that. And that's the percentage we're going to pay to the company. So 55%. Okay, we've done a lot of percentage tables. So at this point in the year, I kind of expect you to know how to do percentages. But you take this number that you're going to write in here at the 100. We're going to divide backwards to find our constant. And then we're going to multiply to find out how much money goes with this 55% and how much we're paying to the company. So pause there and go ahead and finish that problem. Thursday says, Noah is visiting his aunt in Texas. He wants to buy a belt buckle whose price is $25. He knows that the sales tax in Texas is 6.25%. How much will the tax be on the belt buckle? Okay. We're doing percentages again. And I have 100%, and then I have the tax is 6.25%. This is the full price, so it goes with the 100%. And you're going to be dividing backwards. 25 divided by 100 equals 0.25. And then you're going to multiply that by your tax percentage to find out how much money you have to pay in taxes. So you can go ahead and finish that part. How much money will Noah spend for the belt buckle, including the tax? I would need to add these two numbers together down here to find out the total. I'm going to have to spend $25 plus tax and get my total amount. And that is it for this week. This week was maybe a little simpler than some weeks. We have a lot going on this week, so that's good. Hopefully that makes sense, and if you have questions, I am available on Mondays and Thursdays from 3:30 to 4:30. Good luck, and hope you get that done so that you can go for that ducky. Bye, guys.